Hi everybody, welcome to Petra's Happy Place. My name is Petra, and if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. If you are returning, if you've been subscribed to me for years and years, welcome back. And today is going to be a rather long video because I do this. See, I wait too long to make a video, and then I've got so much to tell you about. So it's going to be a long one, and I'm so sorry. But this is the only way I can do it, because sometimes I'll end up sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting, trying to figure out what I'm going to say, and then by the time I get the energy and everything together, of course, it's like right now. Okay, so it's going to be a lot. So, oh my goodness, I feel like I am like out of it. I feel like I got bags under my eyes. I don't know. I'm so sorry. We might have a surprise visitor from Miss Lila at some point. She's sitting over here in front of the window, but the weather is not the greatest, and so she gets very nervous. So if she gets nervous, she might want to pop up here and have me hold her. Emotional support chicken hanging out here today with me, and so anyway, let's get started. I did write some things down, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned them, okay? So let me make some room here. Okay. Because I have to have a place to lay everything once I show you. Okay, so this past weekend on Sunday, a group of friends and we went to the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival, and we had so much fun. Now, this was my second time at the Fiber Festival and their first time. And I was thinking everybody might be a little bit overwhelmed, but they loved it. Just seeing all the vendors and they had goats and sheep and a baby, a 1-year-old yak, and I mean, it was really fun. We had a really nice time. So I wanted to show you some of not some, all of the yarns that I purchased there. So give me a second, let me unwrap them. I've already got them in plastic bags ready to go to a project. But let's see here. Okay, so in that particular, there's tons of vendors. I don't even know how many vendors there were. But at Alagany Fiber Arts, I picked up these two yarns to go together, and aren't they the most beautiful yarns? Let me turn that. This is definitely a lavender color. Its technical name is lilac, so okay, lilac. And this one is called Water Lily Pond, and it has greens and purples and some wine Merlot type colors right in here. There's a slight blue color here, like a denim-y color blue, but there's lots of beautiful colors in there, and it goes perfectly with this color here. Okay, got some lilacs in it. This is fingering weight yarn. Let's see here, 90% superwash and 10% nylon. The recommended needle size is a 2.25 to 3.25, and a hook size B through D. And it's really, they're beautiful, okay? So that's those. And I'm not quite sure what I want to do with those two hanks. At this point, there's only enough to make like a shawl. But if I hold on to them long enough, I might be able to reach out to the couple that runs Alagany Fiber Arts and possibly order either some more of the multicolor or some more of the lilac color. And if I order 2 more hanks, then I should be able to have a wearable. Okay, so that was that one. And okay, now one of my favorite indie dyers is Stephanie over at Deep Dyed Yarns. If you haven't had a chance to check her out, I will try to leave links in the description box below. But Stephanie is one of my favorite dyers. Her prices are reasonable, and I have a lot of her yarns. I've made several things with them so far, but I've just got tons of her yarn. Okay, so anyway, she came out with 2 new colorways specifically for the Fiber Festival, and one of them was this Bernheim Forest. Look at those beautiful colors. We've got some blues and periwinkles and crossing over into teal, and we've got some camel and tan and like moss or olive greens and browns, and this is a really dark, deep green with some brown undertones, but it's just beautiful. It's called Bernheim Forest, which for those of you that are unfamiliar with Kentucky is one of the larger, I don't want to say forests, but it's a park, and it's here in Kentucky. And the other one that she had designed, the colorway, is called Mammoth Cave, and it had more of instead of browns, it had more golden colors, and it didn't have as much of the greens in it. It had more blues. And so I picked up Bernheim Forest and 2 of her colorways. Rosemary is what she called them. Rosemary is this darker green, and you can see it's not just it's got some different shades of green in there. It picks up a lot, but I picked these up to go together, and they do match. She helped me pick out the colorways, but they match. So I'm excited about that. And again, I've only got 3. So I'll probably have to order some more yarn at some point so that I can make a wearable. So, or actually, I do have some yarn that I will be using. I don't want to show it to you yet. I'm not going to make the wearable just yet, so I'm not going to. Just know it's something in my stash. Yeah, I can actually use stuff in my stash. Okay, and then what else did I get? Okay, from Stephanie, when I was in Florida, I did make a video, and I showed you the yarns that I got when I was visiting my girlfriend in Florida. I had picked up 2 cakes, or not 2 cakes, they weren't cakes, 2 skeins of this. It's called Driftwood, and there's blues, and it's kind of, I messed it up here. Let's see here. But there's blues and tan and some browns in here. Okay, so I got 2 of those, and I had picked up one of this blue to go with it, and it's the perfect match for it. So I had this, and I thought, oh, that's not enough to make anything yet. So I picked up while I was there, and again, this is Stephanie from Deep Dyed Yarns. I bought another one of these blue, which is called Mirror. Anyway, and they're all fingering weight yarn. Now her yarn, her fingering weight yarn line is called Guju, and it's 75 superwash, 25 nylon, and it's just so soft and luscious. It really is beautiful. So I'll have plenty to make some kind of a pretty outfit, or not outfit, but a nice top. I'm hoping that 4 skeins might be long enough for at least a 3/4 length pullover, or, you know, like a nice tee or tank, not tank, tee. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And I think that, yeah, because I think those were the only ones I bought. So, okay, that was what I bought. Let me tell you what my plan is. I have so many ideas in my head that I confuse myself. Do y'all ever do that? Do you just you feel like nobody will understand me because I'm just so confusing? Because I'm confused. I can't help it. But I think it's part of an ADHD kind of a thing where, you know, your mind goes in so many different directions. But what I have decided to do is have either 5 or 6 ongoing projects. And I know that for some of you, you're going, what? How can you have so many whips? Well, I just can do one at a time. Well, I get it. Some people are like that. They need to finish one project at a time, and that's perfectly fine. I hold nothing against you. But for my mind, to keep it active and to keep it satisfied with my projects, I really honestly believe I need at least that many ongoing projects. Okay, so let me tell you what categories they are, okay? I want to have one larger project, and by larger project, I'm talking either a large shawl or a blanket. One of those two. It could be a wearable, like a long cardigan, or, you know, like a big thick turtleneck or something like that, but a larger project that I know is going to take me some time. Temperature blankets would fit into that category if I was doing one of those. So, so a larger project. The next one is a wearable. Now see, if I made the larger project a wearable, then that's 2 in 1. It's a twofer, right? It's a twofer. And then the third category is using up stash yarn. And again, that one could fall into a larger project. It could fall into the wearable. So that's why I'm saying sometimes it's going to be 5, sometimes 6 different things, because they could cross over, okay? The fourth one is going to be socks. And I just, I know I can do a pair of socks with the pattern that I have kind of like tweaked to be like my size. I know that I can make them in a weekend or two, depending on how much time I have. But it doesn't make any difference now how fast or how slow I get all of these projects done, but just so that I'm working on them every month. And so one month I might accomplish 2 things. I might be able to finish up a couple of things. Sometimes I'll finish them all at once and I have to start new ones. But these are, like I said, ongoing projects. Another one is going to be a Tunisian project. I miss doing a Tunisian something or other. I haven't done anything in a while with my Tunisian hooks, and I've even gotten 2 new Tunisian hooks by Guju, and I I don't want to buy a set of Guju until I try these and make sure that they're working for me really nicely. And if I really like them, then I'll order a set of them, because I'm not real happy with my knit picks ones that I have. Okay, so the sixth project, I want to try my hand at knitting, and so I'll have a knitting project on the go. So that means it'll either be it could be something as simple as trying a new stitch and practicing it on a washcloth. It could be doing a scarf or something small. I want to be able to one day work my way up to making, like nice sweaters and things like that. But slowly but surely, I gotta start somewhere, and I feel like I just need to practice how to hold my yarn and practice tension and making sure that I really understand the stitches and where my needle would go and all that kind of stuff. So, and it just takes time, right? Okay, so right now I have a couple of those on my hooks or needles now. So I wanted to show you what I have going. Now, as far as a larger project goes, let's see here. I'm using 3 cakes of the Karen Latte cakes in the colorway coconut cream, and I've got this much, which is about half. So it is about 42 inches wide so far. Well, it's 42 inches wide. And when I get done, I've measured it after how much I got out of one cake. And if I'm doing the addition correctly, it'll be like 38, 39, 40 inches, just depending on how loose my stitches are. So it'll be a nice square throw. So, or, close to a square throw. But I'm using the what Creative Grandma calls the crunch stitch, and you can. Yeah, you can see the pattern there. It looks neat. I like and it's going to be nice and cozy. It's really soft. So this is my my big project. And I just work on that, do a couple rows. It's one of those TV watching ones. So as far as a wearable goes, I finished one on Saturday. I finished it completely so I could wear it to the Fiber Festival. And that is this. Ta-da! I'm not wearing it because I think I need to tweak the neckline just a little bit. But, yep, I used fingering weight yarn. I had started, it was all supposed to be, the pattern called for this, okay? Just this half double crochet in the back loop on every other row. And I started that, and I went, that is going to take me forever. So I decided to add in a cross stitch. This is, okay, so it would be, you skip one, and you double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then you double crochet in the one that you skipped, and you continue that all the way across. And I did that for this part, and then on every other row, I want to say a single crochet. I believe yeah, I believe it's a single crochet in between those to kind of give it a little bit of definition. And so I changed color. Well, I came in a little bit here. You can see for the sleeves. And I have enough of this yarn that, you know what, come to think of it, I have a whole nother skein of this. I'm sure it'll go with something else if I don't do this. But it's just a little tank. And I measured where I wanted the neckline to be. And I just, you know, crocheted back and forth and same here on this side, and then I seamed it at the tops, at the shoulders. That's the back side. It's done the exact same way except for there's no neck cut out. So that was my finished one. And you know, I've discovered, yes, it takes a little bit longer to make a wearable with fingering weight yarn, but I really enjoyed doing that. And I thought I was going to get bored of that color, but it didn't bore me at all. I mean, just working with, I think what it is when you find a yarn that you really love working with, and it's just, it just makes the whole experience pleasurable, doesn't it? So anyway, I finished that one, so that's one finished project. But I started, well, I shouldn't say I started this. I started it a while ago, but it was an old whip, and I got it back out, and I've got this much done for a, you guessed it, a Campfire Cardi. There you go. I've got a ways to go. Unless, well, I was going to say, unless I make it for somebody little, but I've got 4 of these big skinny cakes, and no, I'm going to make this for myself or for an adult. And I think it's going to be, it'll be nice. I can make it longer in the back, and I can even make the sleeves longer. But yeah, I'm excited about that. So I picked that up out of my whip pile, and this is now the wearable that I'm working on. Okay, so the next thing was using stash yarn. I don't have anything right now that I'm working on that's stash. I haven't started any new socks or Tunisian, but or knitting project. But I picked out the yarn for a new wearable. Now, this wearable, this Campfire Cardi, I'm going to be considering my using my stash yarn. I've had this skinny cake. Those skinny cakes, I've had them probably 4 years now. I mean, I haven't used any of them, and so I want to use them up. So that's going to be considered my stash project. Now, this is also another stash, but I'm going to make a wearable with this, and I just need to find the right pattern. But I have 6 little cakes of this Summer Sesame by Barocco. It's cotton, acrylic, and nylon, and I just love the colorway. It's basically pinks, purples, and different shades of greens, and not aqua, well, greens and like a tealy green. It's so pretty. And it's going to make a lovely something. So this is 295 yards. So let's round up to 300 yards. And I've got 3 times 6 is 1,800 yards. That's plenty of yardage. Now, they call it a 4-weight yarn, but this is a very lightweight 3, or a little bigger than a sock weight. So yeah, anyway, so I'm looking forward to finding the perfect pattern for this yarn. And isn't it, I mean, it's just so pretty. It looks like a lily pond, you know? It looks really a whole lot like that one yarn that I got. Okay, now I don't have it, like I said, I don't have a knitting project or Tunisian project. However, I have some yarn here that I had picked up, and I haven't decided. Can you hear my ding dong? Now this yarn here is some of what I got down in, let's see here. I got this one down in Florida, and I had this one. I think I did. I can't remember now, and I do apologize. Yeah, I think I had this one, and I picked up this one. Oh, no. I know where I got these now. I got these on the Pearl Crawl, the Indiana yarn crawl last year. So I picked up these two, and I'm thinking I might be able to find maybe a Tunisian project with those two. If I don't, I mean, look how beautiful they go together. Well, let's see here. You can really see how nicely they go together. Yeah, either a Tunisian project or they'll go into my stash, and I'll find something else to do with them. But I picked those out this morning just thinking I might be able to do something with them. But so I still have to pick up, or not pick up, but pick out a socks yarn for some socks, a Tunisian project, and a knitting project. I started something knitting, but I'm just not, I think it helps if I have the yarn that I really like to work with, especially when I'm doing a knitting project, because it's so frustrating. The acrylic is good to learn with, but to make something with, makes a knitted project with acrylic, my hands start getting a little bit, I don't know what the word is. They get too sensitive maybe to the acrylic, and so I like to have something a little thinner, or not thinner, but a little bit softer than the acrylic. Maybe some cotton or something like that that isn't hopefully too splitty. Well, I'll figure something out. I'll figure out how to do something. Now, I wanted to show you, I'm already at half an hour. I'm so sorry, guys. This is so long. But I do want to talk about two more things. One is I have two finished projects. Hold on. And these were in my whip basket for so long. And I was going to make a poncho with this pattern. And I decided, you know what, I don't want to go in the circle. I don't want another poncho. And so what I did was I just did this wavy stitch here. I did that, and I just thought I'm just going to use it as a little wrap around my shoulders, just a small one. And I can always get a shawl pin or something here, or I could wear it like so, or I could even, hold on, I can wear it like a cowl, like so. I have not sewn in the two little ends, but I will take care of that later. but I did finish this one, and I just used what did I use? I think I just used Red Heart Soft on this one. Then I finished this. I don't know. This has been in my stash forever because I was trying to figure out what to do with the border, or what to do for the last couple rows. But this is using some of my beautiful hand-dyed wool, and I want to say that the majority of it, let's see, I know this purple here is deep dyed yarn purple, and I can't remember what this blue multi is or what this is here, but I made this pretty shawl. Let me, I'm going to fold it a little bit so that I can show you the pretty pattern. Hold on. So it's hard to see, but this is, you can see the line barely running through here, but this is one of those crossover stitches. Or is it back? I think it's the crossover stitch in the back loop only. And I wanted to show off this yarn here, so I did not do any, this is just a double crochet right in here. And this is some kind of, that's another crossover stitch here. So anyway, I was wanting to show off those colors, and it's so squishy soft. And because it's got blues and purples in it, it'll go with a lot of my things. And so I'm just gonna, and I don't even remember if I did this, if I had a pattern for this, or if I just made it up. As I tend to do that. I tend to like see a pattern and like it. That's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Here, let me put it on like this. Even though I like the thing around my shoulders, but there we go. There we go. Oh, my hair is getting a little long. I need to get a haircut, but there you go. So, yeah, those are the two finished projects I have. Well, now I forgot the third thing I wanted to tell you. Well, if it comes to me, I'll let you know. But one thing I found out about myself is I'd gone into my craft room is organized, but I still have a lot of stuff like on the floor that I need to just pick up and get rid of, or put it in a different room, or organize it a little bit better. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I had watched a couple of videos by Clutterbug. I can't remember her name. I'm getting old, so I can't remember everything as easily. But I found out I'm a very visual person. And if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And I had been putting my whips in like a project bag. And then I'll put it aside until I, can get it back around to it. Well, those bags had been stacking up, and I kept thinking, I need to do something. I don't even know what's in them. So that's when I bought some clear bags for storing my yarn. And so I thought, okay, this is working out really nicely because it's being stored nicely, neatly. I still see the yarn I have, but it's being protected, and it's nice. And so that I still needed to do something with my whips. So what I've done is I have a bin, and it's a clear bin with a green lid, one of those from Walmart, like we do. And instead of putting project bags in it, I'm putting each project in one of these 2.5-gallon Ziploc bags. And you can get them at Walmart, but they hold a lot. Okay, they hold a lot of stuff. They do have, I use the gallon bags for small projects like socks or a small cowl or something like that. But anyway, I store them in the clear bags in the bin, so they're nice and neat, and all I have to do is go in there and pick one out. And I can work on it. I can see what it is. And if I see something that I think, oh, I haven't worked on a scarf in forever. Oh, I have a whip that's that. And I can just get that out and start working on it and finishing it up. And that's what I've been doing. That's what this was, along with that burgundy wave shawl. And so that's working for me. And I'm thinking, yes, I finally found a system that I really think is going to work for me after all these years. So I don't know if maybe that'll help some of you that, you say, I just need to get a handle on my whips. Maybe if you, I don't know. Are you a visual person? Do you have to see it? Or are you the kind of person out of sight, out of mind, like I am, like if I don't see a whip, I'll think I don't have any. I know that that's not true, but sometimes I just feel like, it's like a game my mind plays with itself. That's why I'm going crazy, guys. Anyway, that is all I have for today. That's a lot. But I was excited to share with you the kinds of projects I want to start up and have ongoing. I have a basket next to me here in the living room. I'm going to have one next to me in the den. And so I will always, and I'll probably have one that I can do on the go. So like if I'm sitting in a waiting area, or I know I'm going to be waiting for, something to get done, I'll have something that I can work on. If it's just could be a small something or other. But I'm going to have things out in the open. In fact, instead of having a project bag next to me, this is what I have next to me. I'll show you. I have, my girlfriend gave me these a couple years back, but they're these old-timey little cases like this. And I had a basket. You can use a basket. You can use a bin. Some people can, if you don't, you have those larger reusable, like a bag from Michael's or Joann's, and you can, put all your stuff in one bag, and you can still look down and see it. Excuse me. However you need to do it, but the goal is to actually work on the stuff and not have it sitting around gathering dust. So anyway, maybe one of these days I'll go into my yarn, take you with me, into my yarn room and my craft room and kind of show you around and what I've done. It's been a while since I've done that, isn't it? So, okay, I'm going to let you all go. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. You take care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.